Take 3 deep, cleaning breaths. Exhale peace and love. I call in Archangel Michael and the 5th dimensional tube of light. I request that you place this tube of light protection over me in this lifetime, in all lifetimes, all planetary systems, all solar systems, all alternative worlds, all alternative universes, all parallel worlds, all parallel space and time, by the force and the grace of God, Yahweh. I ask that you transmute these energies up through the 5th dimensional tube of light to the 5th dimension so they can be transformed into their highest form of light and be sent to the furthest parts of the universe where they can do more and less harm. Should I have any low-vibing energies that do not wish to go to the light, leave me now and go somewhere safe within the universe without harming anyone. Close up my aura to the low vibrational influences of our world and other beings, except of my higher self, the Christ consciousness, my guides and guardians. Clear me of all energies that no longer serve me, that lower my vibrational frequency, so that I vibrate at the highest frequency of abundance, love, and my true spiritual power. Open my heart to the vibration of the cosmic Christ consciousness. Archangel Michael, I ask that you infuse all voids within my being with the vibrational frequency of unconditional love and light. May our words, deeds, and thoughts be filtered through the frequency of the Christ consciousness. And so it is. Aho.
If not, I'll read it off. It's time for our daily word. I only put the service order together. It's okay. I also don't think I introduced myself. I'm Reverend Michael Everett Davis. Welcome to Unity of Indianapolis. I am organized today. Daily word, there it is. Today's daily word is gather. We gather within others in spirit of love and peace. My awareness of God's presence becomes more powerful, even palpable. Together, we create an energy, a vibration greater than any of us has alone. Slow down. Together, we create an energy, a vibration greater than any of us has alone. I am comfortable and at ease when I notice our differing appearances, preferences, backgrounds, and opinions, because I am reminded of the limitless diversity of divine expression and my place in it. When I join in fellowship with my family, friends, and all others who are dear to me, each of us becomes a mirror for the others. We see in one another the divine presence that lives in and expresses as every person. The unifying energy of divine love unites and binds us together. In this love, we are one. And Psalm 133:1, how very good and pleasant it is when kindred live together in unity.
All right, I'm ready. Thank you. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Let spirit flow. Rise up, oh my soul, rise up, oh my soul, show me the kingdom wherever I go. 1, 2, 3. Rise up, oh my soul, rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul, let spirit flow. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Show me the kingdom wherever I go. Heal the sick anywhere I walk. Anywhere I walk. Be my tongue anytime I talk. Anytime I talk. Make people love God. Make them stronger in every world and help them see that heaven is all around. Fill my heart with the courage to play. With the courage to play. Free my mind from yesterday. From yesterday. Tell people what's true. Let me know what's mine to do and help me do it each and every day. You gotta rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Let the spirit flow. Oh yeah, rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Show me the kingdom wherever I go. You got to rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Rise up, oh my soul. Let the spirit
I think we all know who's going to come up here. Chef Wendell.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Wow. Just to be here. It's been 2 years. I don't know. I'm sure no one's keeping track. But it's amazing how much your view on the world can change when COVID hits and other life experiences take you by surprise. And you tend to start looking at things a little differently. I think maybe you people who have gone through trauma will support me on that. So energy, frequency, vibration have been part of our universe since the very beginning of time, existence. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. And the Word was with God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. In Him was life, and the life was the light of man. Light of man, John 4:1. Well, greetings, my beautiful, highly vibrating souls. Welcome here on Sunday morning. I'm here to kind of remind you of kind of what you already know. We're vibrating children of the light. We're perfect. Regardless of what we think of ourselves, we are perfect. We're made in the image of God. How can that not be perfect? I'm certainly not a physicist, but a soul, a curious soul, I should say, on a journey to a higher vibrational frequency to achieve more of a Christ-like way of life. I've had to learn to get to know Jesus all over again, and it's been pretty cool. It's not the Jesus I was taught about. It's good, but it's bigger, broader. Big Bang theorists harmonize. Om is the cosmic sound vibration that initiated the creation of the universe. Life springs from its mere utterance, its frequency, its vibe. The vibratory sound of Om is said to contain the entire of the universe, including our earth suit vessel. I like to call this my earth suit. It's my vehicle. It's my holy temple. When chanting Om, we symbolically and physically acknowledge our intense, intimate oneness to all of nature and all living things. Isn't that wonderful to know that? Ephesians 5:8 says, "For at one time you were darkness, and now you are a light in the world. Walk as children of the light." That's what we are. We're children of the light. We're vibrating light and energy slowed down enough to be seen. We're consciousness wrapped in meat and bones. Our light is always on, whether we know it or not. However, I have noticed, and I'm sure you've noticed too, that when you focus your thoughts and energy on your heart light and the love that you have inside you, and you focus on making that light brighter right before you enter a room of people, you can physically change the frequency of that room. I've done it a zillion times, and I snicker and laugh and thank God each time. Isn't this cool? This is so cool. I remember Sandy and I used to go, to places and go, "Come on, lady, let's get that thing vibed up. Let's go. It's always lit, but let's blow some on the embers of the coals, and let's get that." And then we'd say, "Now don't say anything, just walk in the room." And all of a sudden, faces look up, they're looking up, and they're smiling. They don't know why they're smiling. We have an effect on them whether they know it or not, and how beautiful is that? You've all done it, I know you have. So our light is always on. You know, this is one way, one of many, many ways that we can raise the vibrational of Earth right now, the collective vibe, if you will. At every time, every opportunity that we have in our existence, we should shine this light that we must be more aware of intensely, with intention, onto everybody, fiercely, that we run into every situation, even to the TV. Send that devil something. Send that devil away. You know, it's funny, both my grandfathers were Nazarene ministers. They would just be totally freaked out right now. They're not standing up here. Oh, it's not that it's bad, it's just that, you know, we're thinking about things now that were not thought of back in those days. But we're delicate, oh my goodness, we're delicate, oh so magnificent, capable of so much, and composed of cells made of atoms, made of particles, and these so-called particles are just vibrating energy. We're complex, perfect life forms created in His image, living in a world of energy, frequency, vibration, able to create and manifest our reality with our thoughts. I think we've all been curious about the book of Thomas and what it all tells us about our ability to manifest. That was kind of conveniently edited out of the Bible back by Constantine many centuries ago. But we're winning. It's so beautiful knowing that we can manifest our dreams and needs by basically tuning into the frequency of desires. We possess that secret power. I think we know that. We're learning to know, to tune into the, as Abraham Hicks would say, tune into the frequency of our desires, and we can attract whatever we wish. That's the magic. That's the secret. Not easy, but it can be done. I think we all know it's not easy. But you know, the dilemma is, alas, our civilization's collective vibe is low as New Testament wrath of God rains down in the form of war, drought, fires, climate change, catastrophic weather anomalies, rising civilizations, and species annihilations, except I can kind of hold off on the locusts and the frogs as long as, you know, that's possible. But there's a mutual feeling of disparity, discontent, and energy of fear in the air. You know, the low vibrational world is fearful, anxious, and constantly exposed to the frequency of fear, anxiety, and guilt, all these emotions, bitterness, pessimism, disease, and blame, and all these lower our vibration and put a bushel over our light and keep it from shining as we need for it to shine. I don't know anybody who doesn't struggle staying positive in this world that we live in right now. It's hard, but we can do it. We're marinating in the stew of negativity, but the thing is, we need to, with intent, keep our light on as impenetrable as it can be, surround ourselves with a circle of love and light, and claim the protection that we can get from that. We can become impenetrable, that circle of protection that we surround ourselves, we have to intend for it to only allow in the highest vibration of good. It takes thought, takes intention. Vibrational experts prove already, a long time ago, that emotional thought patterns such as joy, peace, and acceptance create a high frequency of which we should aspire. I've even been told by a lot of people that when they try to do the ascension process or ascend to a higher consciousness, they're having a hard time because they're starting to become aware that their vibe is a little low, and it doesn't help things. It makes the little things much harder when you try to achieve what you so desire, but there's a lot of things going against us in the middle. So, I mean, I guess the question is, would you know if you're in a funk? How would you know? How would you recognize? And what would you want to do? I would say if you're in a funk, sad or moody all the time, of course, that world does that to us. Sometimes we can become frozen, suffering in fear and anger, stuck, stranded, blocked, feeling needy, insecure, low energy levels, insomnia. Sometimes a sign would be not being able to distinguish the truth from an untruth. Or we can be easily influenced how to think and whom to hate. That's the goal of television. I worked in the media many, many, many years, newspapers and television, and that's the whole idea, is to teach you how to think and how to perceive reality. Feeling the need to escape. Sometimes it's drinking, sometimes it's drugs, sometimes it's TV, sometimes it's sex, it's gambling. It just depends. Everybody's got their own poison. Sometimes it could be because we have frequent accidents. Are we associating with negative people? And are we being affected by their vibes because they've been our friends for 40 or 50 years? Just because their vibes, they're friends, does that mean I have to stay with them? I mean, you don't have to hurt people, but you can cut cords. I think we can talk about that. So sometimes another sign of a low vibration could be multiple strained relationships all going on simultaneously, which means you're not getting along with people very well. So sometimes we don't surrender, we worry, make decisions out of fear. We fall into the trap of negativity and guilt and all these negative emotions, associating with negative people and situations. That can really bring us down. They even say that your vibe can be kept low by using bad language. I mean, I worked in the restaurant business. There's certain words that come out of my mouth sometimes. I'm going, oh, mama only heard me now. And I hate those words. They're just they're low vibrational words, and it offends me when I even say it myself. And I caught myself saying it just yesterday to a minister of all people. He was a Catholic priest, and I was at a birthday party, and this guy, and I found it coming, there it came. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, So it's something we all need to work on, but even the thing, it's surprising, we can lower our vibration in ways we're not even aware of. And sometimes we do things that go against our values. We set these wonderful values, but then we go against them, and that can kill your vibe. Of course, we all know watching violent or mindless TV can influence our worldview and into a negativeness. And I gotta admit, mindless activities like cruising the internet, browsing social media, all those things, I think that can lower your vibe. Drinking alcohol. I remember one time in the middle of a ceremony, the shaman came up to me, and it was a beautiful ceremony. He came, maybe got this close to my face, and he must have known that I was thinking about. He says, alcohol cuts you off from divinity. Really? I heard that, and that's all it took. I was, social drinking, anything. I mean, of course, wine back in Jesus' days, I have a feeling was entirely different than the wine we're drinking today. I'm not saying don't drink wine. I'm just saying all things in moderation. I'm not here to tell you what or what not to do. I'm delivering the message, so I'm not going to be killed today. At least, where's the door? Okay, over there, gotta make sure. Drinking alcohol and addictive behaviors, and then also I can't get away with talking to people about anything other than unless I can bring up eating, how eating affects our vibrational frequency. When rain comes down on the soil and the seeds, and it gives earth and the sun and the wind and everything, that plant that comes out of the soil is so full of energy and vitality and so high vibration. When we eat that, we become that vibrational frequency. But when we eat canned, dead, processed food, we die a little bit, So it depends on what you put into this amazing, how much do you love this? Who do we invite in here all the time? The big guy. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep the house clean. We can't trash it like a rock star does a hotel room, But I had the hardest time with coffee. I like one coffee. I like coffee. I don't like a lot of it. I just like 1 cup a day. I try to do half an hour. But anyway, that's my biggest thing. But foods that actually can kill your vibe would be coffee, sodas, alcohol, street drugs, white rice, and flour, sugar. Now, this is a controversial subject. I'll let the vegans all battle this out, and they will. Meat and fish. This is just one thought. I'm not saying don't eat meat, don't eat fish. I'm just saying, again, moderation and all things. Don't make that the basis of your diet. Canned and frozen foods. Frozen foods, if you want to keep IQF frozen vegetables in your freezer, for example, you're not going to get a lot of waste. That's okay. They were picked fresh, and they're probably more energetic than canned food. Milk products, cooked food that have been cooked with high heat, some vegetable oils, and then all dead food. So, what's harshing our vibe is not exactly, it's not hard to spot. So shifting our vibe can be as easy as being more aware of what raises and lowers our vibe. Negative attracts more negative and feeds the collective vibe. So the more we expand our journey, raise our vibe to the Christ consciousness that's coming, the more we will attract things beneficial to our well-being and subsequently help to raise the collective vibe of an earth that really needs it desperately right now. Just like a low vibration, higher vibration is a measure of our energetic frequency. When we encounter someone, something, or a situation of a higher vibe, we feel it. You know you feel it. You walked up to somebody and go, "Oh, I like them," or "Ooh, I don't know what it is, but I don't want that person." And you got to listen to that. You got to heed that. That's your fifth chakra. That's not your fifth, but your yellow chakra, solar plexus. So anyway, when you run into these people that we're talking about, the high vibe people, they're often smiling, cheerful, happy, glad to see you, full of joy. They emanate an energy that you just want more of. It's like a drug. It's contagious. They light up the room. They fill it with love, and you gravitate to them. Those are the people you need to find. That's your tribe. Those are the people you need to associate with. There's nothing wrong with cutting cords, as long as you do it lovingly and gently. I've been doing a lot of that lately, and it works. It works. When our vibes are high, we feel more connected to ourselves, God, others, the planet, and beyond. We feel whole, healthy, and in alignment with our goals and values. We experience greater clarity, love, joy, personal power, and peace. Life seems to flow easier and effortlessly with an abundance of synchronicities that support us. Timothy Leary said, "Find the others." Whew, I love that one. I got a little button at home that says, "Find the others." They're out there. You just got to find them. They'll find you. But in this case, feel like the other high vibers. The divine has this little magic where it aligns us with people and things and situations that match the energy that we put out. We attract what we put out. So being mindful of what we send out becomes extremely relevant. Negative attracts negative. Positive attracts positive. The law of attraction at work. Newton was right. Being present in the now, though, keeping our vibe high, focused and undistracted, abundance in all forms will flow. Abundance takes on many different uniforms, faces. We need to set boundaries and gently cut corners with negative souls and situations, but send them love and good vibrations regardless. I've noticed as my vibe increases, some of my old friends have gradually drifted away, and I'm okay with that. Our inharmonious vibes make them and me uncomfortable in that mutual energy field that we create when we get within 6 feet of each other. Einstein says it's about a 6 feet radius that we radiate what we are. John Lennon, everybody talks about it. If that's the case, as Christ would do, just be gentle, kind, and surround them in a crystal orb of love and light, and slowly, gently, metaphorically walk away. Personally, at this point in my journey, which has changed a lot in the last 2 years, I'm seeking to achieve the highest consciousness of the Christ consciousness is what I'm trying to achieve. I want to be like Christ. I've noticed as my vibe increases, like I say, my world's changed, and that has helped me a lot in my ability to reach a higher vibration frequency. I was learning that I was hanging around people who were keeping me lower on vibration frequency, and now that I've slowly cleaned house and accepted new people, it has definitely changed. The Christ consciousness is the awareness of our true nature, our higher self, and our birthright as children of God. It is the highest state of intellectual development, emotional balance, and spiritual maturity, and is sometimes termed the Christed state. And Jesus achieved this in his lifetime. Christ consciousness is the oneness of all things through the divine. It's a vibratory state of surrender to the divine energy that acts for the highest good of the individual who has come to a place of such high vibration. Meaning everyone we meet is our divine brother and sister, capable of setting aside their worldly dreams to embrace their own divinity and oneness with every other being and God's universe. The Center for Christ Consciousness shares that what you've been listening to is the 963 hertz frequency, which is considered the frequency of the Christ consciousness. Personally, I really like playing that on YouTube as I go to sleep every night, and it plays all night long. So I remember I used to, in high school, we used to take Spanish and we'd play a record. And we'd play it while we were asleep because our subconscious would be there to pick up the message. I had a friend who did it quite successfully, but because the record had a bump in it, he now studies in Spanish perfectly. He stutters, I should say. So thank God for the invention of CDs. He thought it was normal, what did I say? So we've been listening to that frequency. I love listening to frequencies at nighttime when I sleep. There's all kinds, and you have to just pick your poison. In seeking to vibe in harmony with the Christ consciousness, we must first transcend this 3D physical existence that we have been around all our life and experience our own divinity and godlike nature, and put 4D and 5D on your radar. It can happen. I mean, it's kind of where we're supposed to be, but still a lot of things are going against us. But now that we're aware of all the things that lower our vibration, it's time to learn how to raise our vibes. So I think making an intention is pretty cool. I think first create an intention to yourself. So I would like to raise my vibration. Then ask yourself, well, what can I do? What choice can I make right now to move myself up to a higher vibe? You know, even when you're feeling down and blue, even the smallest upgrade in your vibrational frequency can have a huge shift in your energy. I mean, I can get the blues, and I can get one phone call from a person or get a text, and within a millisecond, my mood changes because it's filled me with what I needed at that time. The good Lord knew exactly what I needed at that time, and all of a sudden, it's happened to me in the last couple of days where I got a phone call where I was having this reality that wasn't really happening. It was in my brain. And then I get a call from somebody. I go, oh, yeah, it's not what I thought it was. It never is what you think it is, right? It never is what you think it is. So raise our vibes. No one's perfect. We just have to do our best. We have to surrender a little bit. Have faith that our life is unfolding to our highest good. When I get in line or I get a position of being upset or somebody on the phone is upsetting me and making me wait or whatever, I go, serenity now type of thing. But I ask myself, what would Jesus do? What would Buddha do? And I go, well, he wouldn't do what I'm about ready to do. So reel it in, boy. But it's helped me out a lot. And I think, it's changed the way I respond to people. And just by interjecting that, taking the pause, which you've all heard about, the pause, have that moment to think it over for a second before you respond. And I think it's like when you flip somebody off when you're driving and because they cut you off. Well, now I don't flip them off. I tell them, I love you! And I don't get that nasty feeling, that hormonal release of anger that hangs with me, because that guy may have just lost his job. His wife may have left him. His dog could have just died. You don't know what's going on. So why should I, just because he inconvenienced me, Jesus wouldn't do that. Buddha wouldn't do that, and that's when I stopped doing that. And it helped me personally out a lot. It really helped me out a lot. Love one another unconditionally. I have a little hat that I wear just because I want to be a reminder. It says, love one another. I had it made through Amazon Prime. It cost me $25 to get love one another. But it's amazing response. Some people go, yeah, well, and some people go, oh, yeah. I mean, it's amazing the reactions you get from people. It's really cool. Hang out with and make new like-minded friends. They're out there. I found them. They found me. We all found each other. That's finding others. There's that expression. Expose yourself to these high vibe people and places and words and situations. This building, for example, has an extremely high vibe. Smile, laugh, right, Joe? And invite more joy into your life. Hug and spread love shamelessly. I'm a hugging fool. I got a couple people that could support that. I've met my match, though, I got to admit. And she's here today. Be present in the silent now. Hear the angels' whispers and guidance. Do good deeds. Give. Do something nice for others. Forgive yourself and others. Smudge. I smudged myself right before I got here. My friend Adrian, we smudged each other before we got here. I'm going to get everything, all the negative energy off me. Smudge and burn incense regularly. My angels love it. When I'm around the house, I'm always going, hey, how you liking this? Yeah. Burn some Palo Santo and do all kinds of wonderful things. The dogs look at me like I'm absolutely crazy. Journaling is good, focusing on gratitude, positive things you see during the day. Set boundaries, back to that again, set boundaries, cut cords with negative situations, people, anything of lower vibration, but we still must send them love from afar. We just can't get rid of them and say they're not in our life anymore. We have to be constantly sending them love. Even someone you don't love, even to Putin, India, anybody on this earth that you know suffers from no love, even all these people, the politicians, they just need love. They need love. They need our vibration. We need to send that to them. Imagine how much power we all have if we could collectively do that. And we have done that before. Meditate. Relax the mind. Even if you can only find 20 minutes of quiet. You don't have to be totally go into this zone of meditation. Just find 20 minutes of quiet. Shut everything off. It's amazing what you'll hear. That's when the angels whisper in your ear all the messages that are coming to you. But we're not listening to them. We're listening to the radio in the background, CNN and Fox and all these things. We're not going to be able to pick up the messages. I like to listen to high binaural beats and music tuned to 428 hertz, 963, which is the Christ consciousness. 528 is a pretty mellow one. Just find out whatever makes you feel good. And I play that while I sleep, and it feels so good at night. It's like having a little buddy with you. Except it doesn't hug back. Sing, chant, play an instrument, listen to music that gives you goosebumps. Ask yourself, what choices can I make every day at this very moment to change my vibe and direct the energy appropriately? Play and move your body by walking, yoga, dancing like no one's looking. Recharge in nature. Go barefooting, go earthing, reconnect with the earth's energy, the ions, negative ions. Soak up some sunshines and those photons, and always be careful. I'm going through a lot of skin cancer right now, so please put on the suntan lotion. Hydrate with lemon water and lime, coconut, electrolyte water, those kind of things. Eat a living, unprocessed, energetically dense, high vibratory, whole food, plant-based diet. Food that comes from God's apothecary. Every food we eat in its raw organic form, as it exists in nature, its color, taste, texture, origin, contains the energy of the sun, the moon, the wind, the rain. Everything we need is provided by Source. How beautiful. It's high vibe and goodness. Avoid zero vibrational GMO foods. They have no vibrational frequency to them, so whenever you eat them, they just steal yours. Canned food was good in an emergency. It got us through World War II, World War I. But then the processed food thing took off, and we got in really a lot of trouble. So all these foods have a zero vibe and will bring you down. Dead food. Thing is, where do we pray? Where did prayer come from? I'm not sure the origins of it, but I was sitting in Ezra's one day, and Shannon Bond was sitting next to me, and she got a meal, and she started putting her hand over the food, and I'm looking at her, and I go, what is she doing? What is she doing? And later on, I didn't interrupt her. She goes, Well, I'm blessing my food. I go, oh, you're praying. Oh, well, prayer, putting hands. Oh, I see. Okay, I started making the connections. And then I started looking up the science of it. If you believe that the power you can summon, it's always there, the light of the universe to come down through your crown chakra, visualize it going through your shoulders and down through your arms, your forearms, and into your hands. And then you pray over the food and you visualize that white light going into the food that you eat. You can bless that food in a way that you're not even aware what you're doing, but you've got to visualize that light that exists. Even if you eat really bad food, you can at least raise its frequency a little bit by the power that you have in you to draw that light of the universe out there into the food. I mean, it's magical, but you've got to believe it. And a lot of people, that's why we've got to shine our light and tell everybody. I know y'all know this. I love it. So any kind of sketchy foods. Well, anyway, except that we are perfect, created in His image, high vibrational beings of light, energy, and love, encapsulated in a divine body of flesh and bones that was crafted by creation to move us around the earth for the sake of experience and learning why we're here. To experience a human condition, to learn, to grow, to love, and vibrate into ascension. Shower your earth suit with compassion. We were created in love to spread light. To vibe high through acts of unconditional love and reach our highest divine potential. To contribute to the healing of earth we so desperately need. Maybe the hippies were right. I know they were right. I was one. Summer of love, card carrying. What if we did that? I was doing acid, standing on the Harvard Commons, sticking daisies down the gun barrels of the National Guard, and going, I love you, man. I love you, man. Dirty hippie. We won. Shower your earth suit with compassion. We're all created to love and spread light, to vibe high through acts of unconditional love in the Christ-like consciousness, and reach our highest divine potential, to contribute to the healing we so desperately need. As our frequency raises and we look to others through the lens of the frequency of the Christ consciousness, a new world will begin, I guarantee you. And so it is. Om Shanti.